I'm James Strassel, and this is my Scrum report for Wednesday, May 29th, 2013. The transfer from Active Record to Mongoid had the usual ups and downs of ripping out the entire ORM and replacing it with something completely different. Even after I had removed all the references to Active Record throughout the app, RSpec still produced over 154 failures. Wow. I really shouldn't be surprised. After all, I commented out all the relationships to make the test suite run. The question now is, how should I set up the relationship model? Should I embed the events in the user model? That might be a bad idea because you need to write extra code if you want the embedded document to reference other documents. But what about invites? MongoDB doesn't have an equivalent to the has many through association, so having a table that references both events and users might not be such a good pattern. However, I found that Mongo documents can contain more complicated columns like hashes and arrays. The event or user models could have a multidimensional array that tracks whether a user has been invited or not. An observer class can track the relationship and update the corresponding fields accordingly. The question is, which model should contain the array? Could we avoid trouble later by containing the user event IDs through a single-dimensional array field named for representing the user's acceptance state? You have certain amount of IDs in accepted, certain amount of IDs in canceled, certain amount of IDs in maybe. Now here's where the art part of programming comes in. We really don't know what's going to work until we get users working with the site and optimizing it to their use patterns. And we aren't going to get to that point until we have a functional application that passes all the specs. So for now, we know that we want to get a list of events and their acceptance status when I'm talking to the user model, and I also want to get a list of users and their acceptance state when I'm talking to the events model. So to that end, today I'm going to turn the invites table into a hash field on the events model. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. Maybe it will cause performance problems later, but it will work for now. Until next time.